Before we get into tonight's story, I need to explain something, because what you're about to hear isn't just a horror story. It's based on a phenomenon that thousands of people claim to have experienced, and nobody has ever been able to explain it. They call it the Backrooms, an infinite space that exists just underneath reality. You don't find it. You fall into it. One wrong step, one door that shouldn't open, one elevator that goes too far down, and suddenly, you're somewhere that isn't on any map, that has never been built, that should not exist. This is what happened to Daniel, and this is what happened to someone else who made it back out. One night, a man pressed the wrong floor on an elevator. The doors opened, and what he saw on the other side should not exist. His name was Daniel, normal guy, night shift security guard at an office building in Cleveland. March 14th, 2004. The building was empty. It always was at 2 a.m. He stepped into the elevator on the 7th floor, pressed B1, the basement, and waited. The elevator moved, but it kept going, past B1, past B2. The panel showed no other floors, but the elevator kept descending. Then it stopped. The doors opened, and Daniel stepped out into a place that doesn't have a name on any blueprint. No doors, no windows, no exits, just hallways in every direction, forever. And something else. He wasn't alone. The smell hit him first. Mold. Old carpet. Something biological he couldn't place. The fluorescent lights buzzed, not flickering, just humming, at a frequency that made his teeth ache. He walked for what felt like 20 minutes. Every turn looked identical. Same walls, same ceiling height, same burnt yellow color, like being inside a bruise. Then he heard it. Footsteps, not echoing his. Heavier, deliberate, coming from somewhere behind the walls. Daniel started running. He ran for 3 hours. The footsteps never got closer, but they never stopped either. Then he found the note. It was on a piece of torn notebook paper, sitting in the middle of the hallway. The handwriting was shaky. It said, "You are on level 0. Do not make noise. Do not run. There are things here that respond to sound. Find a wall outlet. Stay near the hum. It means you are close to level 1. Do not open any door that smells like almonds." Signed by someone who called themselves Whisper 37. Daniel looked up. 50 feet ahead of him was a door, and underneath it, a faint, sweet smell drifting into the hallway. Every instinct told him not to open it, but the footsteps were getting louder, and they were now in front of him. He opened the door. Inside was a room, normal size, a folding chair, a table, and on the table, a security monitor showing a live feed of his office building, his desk, his coffee cup still steaming. And sitting in his chair, something wearing his uniform, looking directly at the camera. Daniel reached for his radio. Static. Then a voice, his own voice, said, "You shouldn't have gone to work tonight, Daniel." The door behind him clicked shut. They found his badge 3 weeks later, in the basement of the building. The elevator had never moved. The security footage showed him stepping in, and simply never stepping out. Daniel was never found, but someone else was, and what she described was almost identical. Her name was Maya, 28 years old. She worked late at a shopping mall in Portland, Oregon. November 2019. The mall had closed 2 hours earlier. She took a shortcut through a maintenance corridor she'd used 100 times before. But this time, the corridor didn't end. She walked for 40 minutes before she realized the exit door behind her was gone. Not locked, not blocked. Gone. Just more hallway. The walls were yellow. The carpet was damp, and somewhere, far ahead, she could hear a fluorescent light buzzing. She pulled out her phone. No signal. But the clock was still running. She watched it tick from 10:47 p.m. all the way to 4:13 a.m., 5.5 hours, walking. Then a door appeared. No handle, just a seam in the wall. She pushed it. She fell out into the mall parking lot. The security guard found her sitting on the asphalt, shoes completely worn through. She had walked, by her own estimate, over 30 miles, in a hallway that, according to every blueprint ever filed, is 40 feet long. 2 people, 2 different buildings, 2 different decades, one identical place. The question isn't whether the backrooms are real. The question is, why do some people come back and others don't? The backrooms have been reported in office buildings, shopping malls, hospitals, parking garages, and schools. Always the same. Yellow walls, wet carpet, fluorescent hum, and something in the hallways that hasn't been named yet. If you've ever been somewhere that felt just slightly wrong, like reality glitched for half a second, drop it in the comments. Because sometimes the most terrifying thing isn't the monster in the dark. It's the hallway that never ends. And the fact that you've probably already been in one